a little bit about branding, which is a big word that's appearing more and more in our profession. It's obviously appeared for many, many moons in marketing and advertising and things like that. But I think now, because our market is so saturated, and because of the internet, and because of actors who are becoming very proactive in getting work, it's more actors are using it more and more and finding it to be very, very helpful for your career. So branding is basically, in the actor term, is a phrase of adjectives used to describe you, your unique you when you walk into a room. Now, lots of people come to me who do branding and they're like, well, what about my type? Don't I need to tell my world my type? The type is a part of branding, but we're gonna let the casting director, the agent, decide what that means. We're just gonna share with the world who we are as our unique person. They have a headshot, what we look like, and then they have our branding phrase. It allows our personality to pop off our cover letters, our personality to pop off a website, because you're gonna put it there. I'll give you an example. My branding statement is a sassy, brassy New York broad with a biting, sarcastic wit and quirky charm. So here's what that does. I have that on my website. It's got my pictures, it's got everything else, but the second they come to my homepage and they read that and they look at my picture, they get an immediate, full, well-rounded view of who I am, all right? The second most important thing is you're speaking the language of casting directors and agents, which is massively important. Casting directors and directors, they write breakdowns of characters all day long. What are breakdowns of characters? They're descriptions of roles within a project. An episodic television show might have 30 roles in one episode. A theater show, musical or play might have 20. But they all have casting directors or producers or any person on a creative team writing these breakdowns. All day long, the agents are submitting their actors on the breakdowns. So they're not writing them, they're reading these descriptive adjective sentences. So you, as an actor, you're already speaking the language of a casting director and an agent. The second they read that, they get a good sense of who you are, they know exactly where you fit, it keeps them in your mind, because again, you're speaking their language and they're reading breakdowns all day long. They see one with your adjectives, and it's of the right age and the right look, voila, you're gonna get submitted. It's a very quick way to do that. Now, again, everyone's like, but what about my type? I can play the mom, I can play the dad, I can play, whoever it is, the football player. That's fine. But if you're speaking that more generic language in a cover letter on your website, it doesn't help anybody. That doesn't tell us anything about who you are. A mom can be sweet and sincere. A mom can be sassy and brassy. So can a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. So speaking in types, it's fine, and that used to be fine, but our world moves so quickly now that you have to be able to really share a sense of who you are. That's what's gonna get you called into the room, because these roles are very specific. The second you speak the casting director agent language, and you put that, let's say, for example, in an agent cover letter, you need an agent. You're gonna reach out to an agent, you're gonna meet them in a seminar, you're gonna send them a headshot and resume. Well, I am a brunette, Caucasian woman in my 40s. We won't tell anybody that. But I'm gonna submit to get an agent. There you go. And I'm submitting to this agent, and he probably has 10 women that probably have my same color hair, Caucasian, in my age range. He knows them very well. He's been submitting them for jobs. They've been booking work. He knows their personality. If I send a cover letter and I say, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kimberly, Faye Greenberg. I play cop, woman. I'd be great for Law and Order. Here's my resume. He's gonna look at my picture and he's gonna say, well, I have 20 other clients who can play this part. But if I put I'm thrilled to introduce myself to you as your sassy and brassy New York broad, then he's gonna look at my picture. Okay, she looks like all these women, but oh, she's sassy and brassy. None of my other women play this kind of role, or not in this niche. Let me meet her. Okay, so that's how that works in an agent perspective, which is why you wanna be really specific. In a casting language, it works really specific as well, because they're gonna get thousands of submissions. And whether you're submitting yourself on Actors Access or Casting Networks, wherever you're submitting, Backstage, Playbill, wherever you're submitting yourself, you're gonna have that little box. For those of you who have auditioned know this. You're gonna have this little box that you can write a little sentence in with your submission. That's where you're going to put your branding statement. Because most people are in that little box. They're going to say, I would like to be considered for blah role, and that's it. You're going to put your little sentence, and they're going to get your picture, they're going to get your resume, they're going to get your video, and they're going to get your sentence and be like, oh, I understand who she is. She's either right or wrong for it. More than likely, you're right, because you wouldn't be submitted for it. Submitting yourself, or your agent wouldn't be submitting you for it if you weren't. Versus this blank slate with, consider me for this role. Well, I have 1,000 actors who just said that. How can I even differentiate one from the other? I can't.